prime my eyes, I use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Pro Pencil in shade 1. It's very important that you use a primer underneath your eyeshadows. It keeps the eyeshadows in place all day. I'm just using my fingers to blend it all out. Now I'm using the MAC eye pencil, which is called Fascinating. I'm using this one underneath my brow bone. Normally I always use the Benefit Highbrow pencil, but I couldn't find it, so I thought, why not use a white one? Adding a lighter shade underneath the highest point of your eyebrow really makes the brow lift. And again, I'm just using my finger to blend it all out. If you prefer using a brush or something for this step, you can use a brush, but I just prefer using my finger. Now I'm using the white shade from the Meet Matte Nude eye palette by Thebalm. I use this on top of the white eye pencil we used before. I'm going over my brows with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Gel in Chocolate. Now you can see me applying some regular sticky tape. It's not specially made for doing makeup, but I just really like it because it makes my eyeshadow look more sharp. I am using the Sigma E40 brush to blend out my eyeshadow. This eyeshadow is from Anastasia Beverly Hills called Orange Soda. This is one of my favorite eyeshadows to use for my transition. If you follow me on Instagram, I'm sure you have noticed. Now I start off with using the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow in Fawn. I don't really know how to pronounce it. I'm blending it in with the Makeup Addiction brush, which is called Duo Fiber Blender. This brush is a little bit smaller than the Sigma E40, so I like to use this one because I want it to be a little bit lower than the Orange Soda eyeshadow that I applied before. And again, I'm using the white shade from the Thebalm Meet Matte Nude eye palette. I use the Sigma E57 brush to apply. I gently press this shade on my eyelid because I want it to look as white as possible. I'm using the same brush as I used before to apply the white eyeshadow. This time I'm using the shade Fawn from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I also use this shade in my crease, and I like to use some shades that I use in my crease also on my eyelid, so it blends more together. For the next step I use the Makeup Addiction Precision Shader brush. Again, I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow. This time it's in the shade Sienna. It's a beautiful warm brown red toned eyeshadow. I'm only applying this on the outer part of my eyelid. And I really like this brush because you can use it to apply eyeshadow, but also you can use it to blend it out a little bit. I want the outer part of my eye more intense, so I'm using the Morphe M506 brush to apply a little bit more dark shade. And I use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Hot Chocolate eyeshadow. Make sure you don't use too much eyeshadow on your brush. Just start with a little bit and blend it in the outer part of your eye. I want the outer corner of my eye to look even more intense, so I'm using the Noir eyeshadow by Anastasia Beverly Hills. I'm using the same brush and I just keep blending it in the outer part of my eye. Again, make sure you don't use too much eyeshadow on your brush. It's a black eyeshadow, so it can be pretty intense. I am done with applying eyeshadows on my eyelids, so now I can finally remove that sticky tape from my face. The next step is applying eyeliner. I'm using the Sigma gel eyeliner in the shade Wicked, and the brush that I'm using is from Anastasia Beverly Hills. The number of this brush is 3. I start off with creating a line. Because we used the sticky tape before, it comes in really handy because now I can see where to apply the line. As you can see me doing is that I create my wing just underneath my crease line. I found this trick really helpful because when you keep under that line, your wing will also look pretty when you open your eyes. Now I'm connecting the eyeliner towards my lash line. I'm just doing this in small sections. Now I'm done with creating my wing. I start off with filling it in. This brush just makes it very easy because it has a really precise point. Now I'm applying eyeliner towards the lash line. I always lean my brush a little bit on my own lashes. That makes it easier to apply. I'm just working in small sections. Just works best for me. Now I want my eyeliner to look a little bit more black, so I'm using the Swing liquid eyeliner from the Balm. I'm just applying it on top of the eyeliner that I applied before. Now I want my inner corner of my eye to look a little bit more pointy, so I'm using again the liquid eyeliner from the Balm and just work in small sections to create that pointy look. I didn't have a lot of product on my brush, so I had to pick up a little bit more, as you see what happens now. And now I can just very easily fill it in. Again, I'm using the Wicked eyeliner from Sigma in my waterline. I had a lot of troubles with applying this eyeliner, also filming it, so it doesn't look how it's supposed to. I start off with applying some concealer underneath my eyes. I'm using the Bobbi Brown Tinted Eye Brightener in the shade Light Bisque. This one is my absolutely favorite. Obviously I'm doing the same thing at the other side of my face. I will list all the products that I've used in the description bar below, so you guys can all see what I used. Now I'm using the MAC Prep and Prime highlighter. I have the shade Light Boost, and I'm using this on several places on my face, like you can see me doing. I'm applying it on my chin, above my lips, also a little bit on my nose bridge, and I will also apply this on my forehead. This product just will give you a nice highlighting effect without looking too much. I also apply a little bit of that highlighter underneath my cheekbones. I'm using a brush from Crown Brush. That's a company that sells all kind of low budget products. And this one is the C450 brush. I always use this brush to blend out my concealer. It works really nice. Okay, now I'll be using the Vanilla Contour shade from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit. I'm using this just to set all the places where I just applied the MAC Prep and Prime highlighter. I'm not only applying this because I want everything to stay in place, but I also do this because it's a little bit lighter than my foundation, so it gives me that extra highlighting effect. Oh yeah, and by the way, I'm using the Sigma F35 brush, and this one is just perfect for applying powder underneath the eyes. Okay, now I will start to contour my face. I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills contour shade in the shade Fawn. I don't know how to say it. I'm using the Morphe E4 brush. I believe that's a new brush from their Elite collection, and I really like it. I've used it like 4 times now, and yeah, it works great. I'm just blending it very softly into my skin, just with circular motions, and make sure you don't use too much product, because when you apply too much it's very hard to make it more softer. Just keep blending to avoid any harsh lines. I'm using the MAC 219 brush to apply Anastasia Beverly Hills Noir eyeshadow underneath my eyes. To warm it up a bit underneath my eyes, I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow in Caramel, and I'm applying this with the Sigma E34 brush. Again, I'm using a little bit more of that Noir eyeshadow by Anastasia Beverly Hills to make it look a little bit more intense. And I'm using the MAC 219 brush. I'm using the Morphe M433 brush with a little bit more of that caramel eyeshadow on it, just to make sure everything is blended out well. This is the finished look with lashes on. I'm wearing the Flutter lashes in the style Jade. If you prefer only wearing mascara, that's up to you, but I really think these lashes make the whole look complete. Finally, time to apply blush. I'm using the Modest Cosmetics English Rose Blush, and I'm using the Sigma powder blush brush in F10. I always apply my blush right on the apples of my cheeks. Now we have come to my favorite part, highlighting. I'm using the Laura Mercier Face Illuminator in the shade Indiscretion. Again, I don't know how to pronounce. I'm applying this highlighter with the Morphe brush M500. I start off with applying lip liner. I'm using the NYX lip liner in the shade Natural. This shade comes very close to my own natural lip shade, so I really love this to use it as a base underneath all my lipsticks. I outline my lips a little bit because I like to give my lips the appearance as it looks a little bit bigger, but I try to not overdraw them too much because somehow it doesn't look cute on me. Now I'm going on top of that with the Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipstick in the shade Baby Pink. This is my favorite lipstick from their liquid lipstick collection. I just love pink and this shade is just perfect. I apply the thin coat on top of my lips and I blend it out with my fingers. You can use any lip brush if you prefer, but I just use my finger. And I'm going over with the natural lip liner from NYX. And why I'm doing this is because I want my lip liner to blend in with my liquid lipstick. So, and this is the finished look. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a comment if you have any tips or requests. I would love to know.